Today something a little different. I'm going to be reviewing this solar charger power bank. Let's take a look at it. It's certainly quite heavy, very solid, and appears at first to be very well made. What do we have? We have a handy dandy light, but more importantly, under here we have the business end, two USB ports. I think they're capable of 2 amps each, and the USB-C I think is only for charging. Oh no, it does say in out. Let's check that. Plug in my little monitor, see what's going on. And yes, indeed, it is charging my phone. So the USB-C is also an output. We can see here that it is charging, and it'll take about 2 hours. Looking on the display here, it's 5 volts at 1.1 amps. Whilst we're about it, let's just disconnect that and choose one of the other ports, and no surprise really, it's the same result, 5 volts and 1.2 amps. All is good then. Of course, the thing you really want to see are the solar panels. Just unsnapping that then. And there we have our 4 solar panels. The next thing to do then will be to get it outside into the sun and check that it's charging. I've gone ahead and put the power bank out in the sun at the end of July here in Spain, so the sun doesn't get any stronger than it is now. Here we can see I've had to put my hands around it, the green LED indicating that the solar charging is in progress. The other LEDs are blue and they will light up to indicate the state of charge. It was indicating 3 LEDs to start with, and after some 3 hours I daren't leave it out in the sun any longer, as the thing was getting too hot to touch, which is not a good thing for a lithium battery. Now I'm going to put it on a tester and see what the capacity of the battery is going to be. The power bank then, if we press the button, the 4th light was illuminated. It's gone out again now, but it's as charged as it's going to get, I think. What I have here is a load testing device. I've set the cutoff voltage to 4 volts and I've set it to 2 amps. This tester I can also plug in just to check that the current reading is sensible. So I can see it indicating 5 volts here, and obviously 0 amps. It's not started at the moment. Let's just quickly start it. Okay, we can see there 5 volts at 2 amps. Just going to stop it for a moment. I'm curious to see what the current limit will be, so let's turn it up to 2.5 amps. Seems reasonably happy with that. What about 3 amps? Okay, 4.25 volts indicated there, but there's a voltage drop going on the wires. Again, if I show you, I think you can see on the tester here, 5 volts at 3 amps. 15 watts. 3 5s are 15. Everything works out. On the tester here, it's cycling through. That is the voltage that the load is seeing. That's the ampere hours and the watt hours. What I'm going to do now is to leave it running until the alarm goes off. It drops below 4 volts, and then we'll have an indication of what the capacity it's been drawn. There's also capacity measurement going on the unit here as well. So we'll come back when it's stopped and see what the results are. The test has stopped, and this is indicating 4.7 ampere hours, and that's the power bank switching off. If we look at the light, we've got the last light flashing there, so the pack is exhausted, and we can see this is in broad agreement at 4.66, so around about, say, 5 ampere hours. The specification on the box and in the advert is some 25 ampere hours, so we're quite a way adrift. Clearly the circuitry inside will be protecting the battery pack, and that will be cutting off the voltage before it gets too low for the pack. What will be interesting now will be to charge the pack and see what sort of ampere hours go back in. That's going to be the next test. What I'm going to do now then is measure the amount of charge that goes back into the pack. Let's connect our measuring device up. Not sure if you'll be able to see that on the display there, but it's charging at 2 amps. And we've got the measurement of the capacity going in there. Clicking away. Once again then, it's a waiting game to see when that charge stops and how much charge goes in. The charging has stopped now, and it's put in some 11.5 ampere hours. So clearly, although I'd put it in the sun, it did not fully charge the power bank. The reason for that is that the solar panels only produce some 6 watts, which would equate to about a charge rate of around an amp, I would guess. Therefore, it would have taken 11.5 hours in the sun for that to fully charge. What I would recommend if you're going on a camping trip or whatever would be to fully charge the unit and then put it out in the sun during the day when you're out away from mains power. I should point out that the testing that I'm doing here, discharging constantly at 3 amps, is a worst case scenario. When you're charging your cell phone, for example, it may start off at a couple of amps, but it will drop off as the phone gets charged. So this is, as I say, the worst case scenario. If you're curious about the light, you just press and hold the power button and that comes on nice and bright, certainly bright enough to illuminate your tent or find your way down a dark road at night, no problems there. One of my many hobbies is flying model aircraft, and when I make the videos for my channel, I take to the field a whole range of different devices which at some point or another are going to need charging. This then will be especially useful with the solar panels out in the field. I have my hat cam. I usually use my Insta360 1R on a tripod. I may use the run cam or the little Mobius on the plane itself, and of course I have my phone, and last but not least the voice recorder which I'm using to record this video. Having all of these things, it's inevitable at some point I'm going to forget to charge something, and there's nothing worse than being out in the middle of nowhere with no way of recharging things. This power bank then is the perfect solution. I'd like to thank Tiffany for arranging the shipment of this unit to me to evaluate, and right now, links down in this description, on Amazon, it's on offer, so hurry up and buy one. Thanks for watching.